a suck. So we packed his bags and hopped on a boat to Hong Kong is where he'll float. King Kong went to Hong Kong to play ping pong with his ding dong. King Kong went to Hong Kong to play ping pong with his ding dong. He entered the tournament with a mighty roar. Those other players were fucking whores. They served the ball like a fucking bitch. King Kong smacked it back using his grip. King Kong went to Hong Kong to play ping pong with his ding dong. He won the match with a mighty cheer and never local Rakong appear. The king raised his glass, it had a powerful sting. That Chinaman put something in his drink. Me Chinese, we play joke. Me put DP in your coat. King Kong went to Hong Kong to play ping pong with his ding dong.
Joe and Tom are here. We've got movie reviews in your ear, but we have to make something clear. These are just opinions, so don't take it personally. Just because we don't like it, you can still be happy. Enjoy what you like, you're an adult. Yeah. BWN Productions, masks, butts, props, and costume work. If you want a monster name, contact BWN Productions. Fast custom shirts, hundreds of t-shirts, all at reasonable prices. If you need custom work, contact Fast Custom Shirts. Grab a cold one and get ready for the show. It's intended for mature audiences because we kid and joke. Boy God is here and so is Tom and Joe.
Fuck that one up.
Yeah, you did.
Did you notice when that King Kong shit was playing, there's like little pictures of us at the bottom? I didn't notice till like the very end.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? But hey, grab yourself a cold one and get ready for the show.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say tune in for fun.
Are you drinking something spooktacular there, Tom?
No, I went, as you know, I went pretty hard on the pumpkin beers early when they first started to hit shelves. So
You tired of all that cinnamon swimming through your asshole then?
it's a lot of sugar, man.
It
It's
is.
it's a
Yeah.
lot of sugar.
I thought I was out of them too, but it turned out I still had a shipyard there.
Surprisingly, I'm just drinking a classic, Joe.
Yeah, that's always a good go-to. Yeah, Shipyard, Shiner, if you ever want to reach out and sponsor the show, it's send us some beers and stuff. Hey, that's good enough.
Any beer, really. Well, I
Mhm.
mean, some beers I'd probably say no to, but
I would drink them because any free beer is a great beer. Hey, it's boy gob time, everyone.
it
Yeah,
is, Joe. It is.
yeah.
Oh man, so how was your week there?
What did I do this week? I know I did something. I don't know. This shit. Let's see. Last weekend. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a Halloween market at Flea Harvey's. Well, it's actually Lee Harvey's, but when they turned it into a market, it's Flea Harvey's. You see, isn't that clever? And I was doing okay, and it was just okay. I was like, well, I wish I'd have made more money. And as I'm packing up, this lady pulls up. Hey, are you leaving already? So, well, no, I still got stuff out there. If you can see, if you want to go check it out. I mean, and she's a regular at this show, and she bought a piece of metal, which like put me over. So it was worth it definitely. And didn't buy anything. Woo! Well, aside from some beers, I did buy that.
It always makes me happy when I hear you got rid of one of those fucking metal pieces, because I know that's what you really give a fuck about.
Right, yeah, the shirts. I mean, I like a lot of the shirts I do, but it's just like, that's my job. It's kind of commonplace now, but and the metal stuff, and that's more like my art now, I guess. Uh, so yeah, that makes me happy.
Good, Joe. Hopefully it'll happen again this weekend when we're both out at the Houston Horror Film Festival's pop-up market in old Katy, Texas. The Wildcatter. Is that
Wildcatter Saloon. Yeah, I don't know that I'll be bringing any of that stuff out there to this thing.
you don't want it to blow back off and fucking into a ditch?
Let in the crick, as they call it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna be set up. Like I've been using these fucking balloon stand things. They're dope. They go up to like 6 foot. You can have them to like a foot and a half to like 6 foot, and they're to clip balloons on to make, like, if you've ever seen like those pillars of balloons that are just like, how did they do that? Oh, they just clipped them to one of these stands. And they're compact, and you can put a mask on it, different size, but those hoes are gonna be blowing around and on that uneven shit. So I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing yet, Joe. I'll probably just bring that big clunky thing and some bricks to throw on there and hope for the best, because I think at that location, that sturdy stand is the thing to do, even though I don't anticipate selling a fucking thing. I just like to, show up and look miserable.
You do, you do. You're good at that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Roop and I will be out there. So we're coming in Friday, and I guess we're staying around the old Katy Mills area. So walk around and have memories of you like walking into a restaurant drunk with a beer, and stuff like that. Or throwing beers at your buddies, with all your force.
All my force. Yeah, right.
That shit just shattered against the wall, man. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough stuff. But yeah, that was it. Then came, worked. Last week was really, really slow and really depressing. But this week had a lot of work coming in from Monday on. So yeah, well, it's only Tuesday, but yeah, we got some shit going. So yay.
Good.
Mhm.
Glad to hear it. Damn, taking it back to the old school, because I'm an old fool who's so cool.
Mm,
But we'll talk about old fools later there, Joe.
okay.
Because Fool Killer's back, you see.
Yeah.
Fucking prick. You know what? How about we just get that out of the way now?
Okay, so I haven't been talking about Marvel Team Up because there's nothing really to talk about. Those have sucked, you know. It's been Quasar and then Thor. But in Spectacular, old Harry Osborn and Liz Allen, we hadn't seen them for a while, right? That's because they eloped. You know, they're married now and they're living in the suburbs. But the old Molten Man has tracked them down, and you know he's all fucking burning and shit because he gets all hot. You know, I don't know. The neighbors pitch in and they throw him in a pool, and something. Spider-Man's there too. Uh, and then in the next issue, because I was two behind, you see, Bill Mantlo introduces us to his creations, Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, two kids at the the mobsters in town, like drugged up with an experimental drug, and they got superpowers. And
That show's dope.
in this issue, they're killing people, man. They're fucking killing all the people that did this shit to them. And I guess they softened them up afterwards, you know, because they're like anti-heroes in this thing, you know. This is a pretty good issue. But then for what we're all here for is the Amazing Spider-Man. And would you say that this issue is amazing, Tom?
Almost erotic.
Mm. Yeah.
Almost slightly pinku.
Yeah, so by that, you may have guessed, listeners, viewers, that the Black Cat is back. That whore, that crazy whore. Well, it turns out she's not crazy. She just faked the whole thing because it's easier to escape from an asylum than it is from a prison. But, you know, in the opening pages, old fool killer is being taken into the asylum. Oh, kill me. Somebody kill me, you know.
Why? Why do you want to die, Mr. Fool Killer?
Because I'm a fool. The biggest fool of them all. Kill me.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, so she breaks out, you know, she I don't know, ties up a nurse, a fat nurse, and leaves a note on her that says I'm a fat slob or some shit on it. I'm not kidding. This actually happened in the comics, y'all, you know. So it was a different time. You could say things like that and people thought it was funny.
I still do.
I was like, you go, Black Cat. And well, she escapes and goes back to her criminal ways, stealing paintings and stuff. And she's bored, you know. Her pussy's bored is what it is. And
I mean, speaking of which, like I forgot how unwhack-offable these early Black Cat issues are. Now, if you go on the internet and look up Marvel Comics Black,
yeah, just look up Frank Cho. You know, pretty much anything that pervert draws.
you know what you should also look up that's really good? Margaret Cho.
Oh shit!
You remember him?
She's no Lucy Liu, that's for sure. Well, yeah. So she's bored, so she does what any woman does: goes to the old laundromat to pick up, and she gets hit on pretty quick, but she doesn't like that dude, and decides, you know what? I gotta meet up with old Spider-Man. You know, I need to be webbed up, and she gets a skywriter because that was common in New York at the time, right? To like send a message, hey, Spider-Man's, meet me where we had our first date. And well, Spider-Man thinks it's the Human Torch that he's gonna be making out with. Statue of Liberty, you see. No, he meets her and he's like, you know, I'm gonna take you in. She goes, yeah, I'm gonna take you in. And things don't work out. She escapes but returns the painting and says, hey, I'm gonna be at this party. Meet me there. And wouldn't you know it, it's a masquerade, Tom. It's a spooktacular issue because there's people in costumes, you know. There's one guy dressed as the Hulk. There's some clowns because there's always got to be clowns at a party, right?
Mm.
Old Spider-Man's is there dressed up as a Jawa. Do you know what a Jawa is, Tom?
You know, I didn't think that's what he was dressed up as. I thought he was dressed up as a gopher from Phantasm.
Ah, okay. Or maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi. who scared off the Jawas and the
Or
sand.
hey. There's turmoil in the Middle East. You don't need to be saying shit like that.
Man, that shit's so bad.
They're just people, Joe. They're just people.
Worshipping a different god, but anyway, yeah. So anyway, turns out that's a big mobster party, and they take down the mobsters, and they go on top of a roof of a building and get to fucking the end.
Magia. Just had to say it.
I don't know. I just learned this year that it's Khazar, not Khazar. Yeah. So that's Spider-Man's, y'all. Catch y'all up on that stuff.
Do you have anything else that's not spooktacular?
Yeah.
Is it a movie?
Yes.
All right, well, hold up on that shit for a second.
Okay.
Because I want to hit this beer one more time because of, alcoholism. And then I'll get into something. We'll see, Joe. We'll see.
All right.
So, Tubi is usually my go-to if there's nothing on YouTube. So, scrolling through the old new stuff on Tubi, I come across this shit that says, "Wait for Love." And there's a big fat lady on it, like laying down or some shit. So you just like see her big fat ass and legs and shit with like fries and everything fat. So I was just like, what's this? So I click on episode 1, and like the title intro, the opening scene, the title scene for the show, it's this lady talking like, "Hey, we tried to make this reality show, but everything got fucked up. The cameraman held the footage hostage, probably because they didn't get paid. That's what I would assume. And everything was just fucked up. This turned into a shit show. All right, here you go. Enjoy." So the title of the fucking show, every episode's just like, "Hey, this shit sucks," and we just cobbled together what we could. So the movie.
So wait, you got to explain to them the play on words.
I'm about to get to it. So this is a reality show, which, I think reality show, and I think the exact opposite, that it's all just scripted, fake fucking bullshit. And this is some bullshit, all right. This is some low rent bullshit. And it's about this dude. What the fuck was his name? Stefan Lorenzo, king of the BBWs. And I guess he's a rapper or something. They call him an entrepreneur, but in the community, that just means he's a rapper. So he's the self-proclaimed king of the BBWs. Oh, I love big fat bitches. Can't get enough of him. That's his thing. Maybe. Who knows? It's a reality show. So they get all these fucking fat ladies to come and, be a contestant on this extremely low rent show that seems like it might have been shot over like a long weekend. So as I said, they didn't get all the footage. Who knows what they were able to get from the camera operators? Who knows? But I watched every episode, and it comes off like they just got all the worst stuff. Like all the worst footage they shot. That seems like that's the only stuff that the camera people gave them.
How many episodes is this?
6. So it starts out just automatically with all these ladies in a kitchen cooking. Like we're not introduced to them. Like I don't watch reality shows, but I've seen a couple. The Mick Foley one I watched a couple episodes of, and I'm sure there was some here and there. But oh, the fucking Lesbo one. What was it? The Dyke Squad? God damn it, what was that? The Hoochie Daddies with the
Yeah.
Dyke God. Uh Somehow this is a way worse production than that, but it's more watchable. But yeah, they don't like sit down and talk to like introduce these people. I guess they didn't get that footage or they didn't shoot it. I don't know. So it just starts out with all these fucking ladies walking in and bringing them breakfast and shit. And this guy comes off as a fucking dildo. Is he doing it for the camera? Is it just set up for him to be this character? I don't know. But he just comes off like a fucking jagoff. I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he comes off like a real fucking dildo. And then it's just all this fucking low rent, nothing fucking bullshit. 3 episodes in, like 5 more ladies just show up. They don't really even mention it. They just say, oh yeah, and then all these other girls showed up. And they're kind of here and there, and then they're gone. It's a lot of, what the fuck is this? Dude. And like they'll say something and then cut to a clip of Family Guy. Dude, all right, if I didn't say it yet, this is a fucking black show. So they're taught like all these clips will come in from like different shows, which I'm sure they got the okay to use. But fucking one of the clips they use is fucking Kramer. Dude, I laugh so fucking hard. That just shows you the kind of incompetence that went into the making of this thing. Dude's mom showed up. Is it really his mom? I have no idea. Like I'm saying, I'm sure all this shit is fake and just put on for the cameras. But this lady's giving her fucking interview, dude. She has the fakest looking fucking just globe tits in the world. You know how like real skinny bitches get fake tits and it
Mhm.
looks like, what is this, dog? What is this? So she's just wearing like a fucking bikini top with a jean jacket on. And she's probably in her fucking high 50s, early 60s. And she's just fucking. I watched every episode, Joe. I watched every episode and I laughed and laughed and laughed. Like I said, it could be all bullshit put on for the camera, but I mean, just the ineptitude in the production is worth watching it alone. Like, I sent you a clip because I know you would love it. The second episode is like Asian themed,
Yeah.
and they're fucking their mission or their task is to fucking make an Asian inspired dish. And the dude's sitting there like, you know, a lot of Asian hate's going around right now. That's why I wanna do this fucking challenge in commemoration of my friend and jeweler. He's Asian. So I just want to make sure you know that we're cool with Asians. And then this one lady, the whole fucking time, she's pretty much saying, no, she is saying, she's like, this is fucking dumb. I'm not attracted to this dude. His mom's a goofy bitch. I don't know what's going on here, but I mean, I signed up for it, so I'm gonna go along with it. And she was the first one that got kicked off. And right after she gets kicked off, they say, "Oh, we brought her back because we felt bad that he was being mean to her." And then they'll kick somebody else off, but they'll show up talking in a later episode. Dude, it is so piss poorly made and put together. It's terrific. I can't recommend watching this any higher because it's just so funny all around to just be like, geez Louise, fuck. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, low rent fucking bullshit. Uh Wonderful, magnificent, some would use to describe it, Joe. Uh Shit. Shit. Oh shit, spoiler alert. The fucking so he picks the girl to win and she just says, "Nah, that's all right." So he has a meltdown and then his mom comes out and has a meltdown. And I guess fucking it ends with like him with his mom in the bathroom, and I guess she's crying so much her fucking eyelashes fall off or some shit. But you know, I'm sure it's all bullshit in the spots that you can like tell are staged and they have to be improvised, like, okay, we're gonna go out there and do that. Dude, it's just so bad and the acting's so terrible. It was like fucking one of the best things I watched this week. This terrific, terrific. It's on Tubi. You like to laugh and it's not, hey, let's laugh at these fat bitches. That is not what this is at all. And why you would watch something for that, you might be an asshole.
Do
But
they have anything spooktacular, Tom? Do they do like a fat cosplay?
no, man, they have like a painting thing with like three of the new ladies,
Hmm?
but it just comes out of the blue. Dude, it's like all fucking, it's just so low rent, fucking just. You're doing a lot of what I'm doing right now and then a lot of laughing.
You should invite them to like one of your painting sessions, and film that.
Uh, they had the opportunity to buy a seat or a reservation, whatever you want to call it, and they didn't. So
Yeah.
everybody was invited.
So as we've been doing this on, I've been doing this on my phone for a while, and that, just occurred to me, hey, why don't I ever get on my laptop and share this shit on my laptop? But I guess you're still banned from sharing a live thing, huh?
On YouTube, or not YouTube, on Facebook. Yeah, we can't go live yet.
Yeah, okay. So I tried to do that. I said, well, maybe I can share it, but no, it doesn't let me do shit either.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, oh well. Yeah.
They'll just bring more people to the YouTube channel and
Are these a 1 hour or 30-minute episodes?
20 something.
Okay, I was trying to remember what Hoochie
Hoochie Daddies out of way live.
Yeah.
Hoochie Daddies, come outside. Fuck yeah, that was dope shit for a couple episodes. And then it was just like, oh my God, how do I fucking watch this? But no,
Well,
fucking
the
wait for love.
stuff is supposed to be marathoned. I think if you week it out, week to week, then maybe it's more tolerable.
I don't know. I was captivated by Waiting for Love or Wait for Love, whatever dumb shit they fucking called it. But yeah, it's like set up like, oh yeah, this guy's a big fucking star and you're supposed to know who he is. He's an entrepreneur. He's fucking crazy. Like, oh yeah, I came out of fucking jail like a couple months ago. Now I'm here and I'm a rapper and shit. And dude, every time the fucking at the end of the credits, there's just like interview footage from him. And it's just shit that makes this guy look so fucking bad, dude. They just found like the worst shit that he said in the interview and just put it at the end. Like I sent you, like I looked this dude up to see what the fuck he like. Who is this dude? Is this real shit? And Stefan Lorenzo, he's got an interesting fucking thing that you see right when you click on his fucking Facebook page.
Well, no, I mean, yeah. So what I took from that, and then what you just told me, and what you told me before about the show, is that he's trying to create this persona or whatever. I'm sure there's some autism mixed in there somewhere too, but he's just like, hey, this is me, and this is I'll say what I want, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have many Facebook followers on the DWN page.
Mm.
But I have a few and I have more than Stefan Lorenzo. So yeah, I don't know. Wow. Watch this show. It's pretty terrific. The guy comes off like a fucking dildo. Like for the most part, all the ladies come off all right. Like there's three that they mostly talk to. One's just like this fucking shit. This is so fucking dumb, and these people are goofy as shit. And then there's two other ladies who are truckers. They come off fine, like oh, I'm just gonna play the game and be nice and cordial on camera because maybe this will lead to something.
Wonderful Red knows him.
Maybe.
It's a small community.
Yeah, hey Red, check in and let me know if you ever fucking CB any of the waiting for love. Wait for love. It's not even waiting for love. What?
Wait.
Yeah.
EIGHT.
And when he barely kicks anybody off, it's just like it sucks. Watch it. Shit's terrific. That's all I can say is just watch it.
You banned it, like you said, so he doesn't want to get rid of any of them. He just wants them there so he can love them.
I mean, there's a fucking scene with the fucking lady he just kicked off and then brought her back immediately. They're like talking on his bed. She's wearing like really short shorts and he keeps trying to put his hand on her box. And she's just pushing it away. And he keeps putting his fucking hand. And then you cut to her like interview.
Hey, but that happened. I mean,
No, she's like, I don't know what the fuck this was about. If this wasn't some TV show and all this, I would have punched that motherfucker in his cocksucker. Oh man, it's worth your time. It's worth the investment in yourself.
right.
Yeah, pretty good. Mm.
Well, Tom, I was continuing with my watch of the Scanners franchise, and I watched Scanners 3, The Takeover. Have you seen this one, Tom?
No, I have not, Joe.
Well, let me fill you in.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how many years later this one is from the other one, but it doesn't matter because, however it's connected doesn't make any fucking sense. So there's this guy at a party and his buddy's like, oh yeah, my buddy here, he's a scanner. Hey, No, let's do a scanner trick. So he's got some scanner party tricks that he does, and he's just kind of like shoving his little buddy, just like making it
Whapping him with his hat and shit.
telekinesis. He's making him, and everybody in the party's all into it. And this other guy, while he's concentrating doing his scanner stuff, this guy like taps him on the shoulder. Hey, that's awesome! And he just like, whoa! And then his buddy just goes flying out the window, and just tumbles down maybe 5-6 stories. He's dead. Shit, that's not the way to end a trick at a party. So, well, he's exonerated, because it was an accident. It was a scanner accident. Those happen. But man, he's tore up about it. So he decides to go to Thailand, Tom. What do white men do when they go to Thailand?
Nothing good.
Well, after he's done with that, he finds a monastery, with some monks and hangs out with some monks and, does that meditation and shit. Meanwhile, his sister is, she's a scanner too. She's get these scanner headaches that they always get, because it's like if you read X-Men, they have all these thoughts going through their head, all these, psychic type people. Yeah, but her dad is a science guy, and he's developed like this little tip that you can put right here on your neck, and it stops that headache, and it enhances your scanner power. But it's still experimental stage. She don't give a shit about that. She puts that motherfucker on, and goddamn, does she feel the power of the scanner, Tom? She starts fucking people up, give them that old look, and they start. There's not as much head blowing up or shit like that, but it is pretty funny. She decides, you know what? I'm going to seduce any man I want, and I'm going to take over the company. And I might as well have my brother killed in case he tries to stop me. So they send over some karate scanners to take care of him. And there's a big karate fight, Tom. And now he's got to come back and stop his sister. But first, he's got to fuck his ex-girlfriend. Meets up with her, does all that. And then it's a battle between him and his sister and all the other scanner goons that she's, got together in her little scanner gang. And these guys are pretty lousy at their goon job. This is not a good movie, but goddamn is it funny. I laughed a lot watching this shit. And even if you've never seen Scanners 1 or 2, you can watch this and have a really, really good time with it. Goddamn. It like I dig it. I'm still like, if you go to the Houston Horror Film Festival pop-up this weekend, you can buy the Scanners 2 and 3 DVD or Blu-ray from me because I don't like it enough to keep it, and take up space here. It's streaming here and there, so fuck it. I'm not one of these guys that, what if they take it off of streaming? What are you going to do then? Look at my physical media. Look at all I have. Who gives a shit about that? Good for you. Hey, I'm happy. I spend my money on stupid shit too, but I don't need it. You know why? Because there's a bunch of other shit I haven't seen that's streaming. I can always watch something new or something else. But yeah, I recommend this. Scanner 3, I'd say, God damn it, it's the best scanner comedy movie ever made.
But not good enough to keep.
No, because maybe if they release Scanners 3 on its own, I'll get that, Yeah, it's pretty funny, man. You would dig it, Tom. I think you would have a good laugh at it.
Maybe I'll buy it at the Houston Horror Film Fest pop-up market.
Maybe I'll trade you for a balloon.
Are you I don't. You're not.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm trying to think of a way to say this to make it funny, but I guess there's not. It's just like, hey, do you know what goon is like to the kids nowadays? Like their slang and
No, I don't.
no. All right. So the title of the episode's gonna be Goon Job, because that's fucking hilarious. And that's why I laughed extremely hard. So after this,
So I
look,
do computer open. Let me go to the Urban Dictionary. A bully, a thug. No, not that one, because that's what the term the way I was using it as. Chronic and compulsive masturbation. A trance-like blissful state when riding the edge of coming for as long as possible. Look, kids, with your fucking.
Joe's over here getting all gooned up. Fucking break. This is a kid's show.
No. I remember at one time you were talking about that. Yeah, we're gonna do a kids show. We're getting out of this stupid horror market. We're gonna do a kids show. I was just like, fuck.
It was going to be called Goonin with an apostrophe N.
I was like, this dude's going to prison.
That was me knocking on wood, you see.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be boom, 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 boom.
We're going around in there. This is the police.
Get your martino, open up.
We got nightsticks. Help get that cum out.
And Vaseline.
Damn, like that song, that hit song.
No Vaseline.
Oh, that was a good song too, Joe. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, all right. Speaking of stuff we're going to be selling at the Houston Horrific Festival of Fright Films. Let me burp. Thank you. I got the classic, the spooktacular classic, Hollow Gate for anybody who cares. There's the front.
Oh, you bought this?
There's the side. There's the inside. So, Hollow Gate, what's it about? It's about a kid who, he's a real dildo and his father knows it. This kid hates Halloween for some reason, and it just pisses his dad off. He's trying to throw a nice Halloween party to get everybody to, have a good time and have fun, but his son's just a little fucking piece of shit. And instead of smacking him in the mouth, he'll do what any dad does, just go into another room and start drinking. Unfortunately, the dad had enough when the son just can't bob for apples. He's just splashing around in the fucking bucket like an asshole. So you know what? Fuck this, the dad says, and he starts to drown this little motherfucker in the apple bucket.
That's why God made fathers. That's why God made fathers.
That's right. So the mom comes up and unfortunately saves the kid. And then 10 years later, we see this kid looking a lot older than he should. And he's a gas station attendant. And it's Halloween night. And some people are giving him a little guff. So he blows their fucking car up. And then 2 years later, he looks about the same age, and he orders a bunch of costumes to be delivered to his house. A group of kids, they're traveling on their way to a Halloween party. They stop at a gas station to drink beer and eat meatball sandwiches or submarine sandwiches. And they just happen to look across the street and say, "Hey, there's a costume store there. Let's go in there and see what's going on." So they do, and one of the girls finds this $7 wig she really likes. Unfortunately, they don't have the $7 to pay for the wig.
Hmm.
So the flamboyant man who runs the costume shop, he says, "Hey, there's a delivery that needs to be made. If you make this delivery for me, you can have the $7 wig." Okay. But that fucking nut lives up there, Joe. But that fucking nut lives up there. So the rest of the movie is just him changing costumes and acting like a fucking nut, killing these people. And that's the movie.
I just want to say, flamboyant or not, that's no way to run a business. You can't just trust strangers to actually deliver that shit. They're gonna get that shit and the wig and not deliver it, you know?
That's right. There's one I can't even say it's a cool kill. The guy just fucking he can't act and he looks like an asshole when he gets an axe stuck in his head. So that shit's pretty funny because he just looks like a fucking dickhead. He doesn't know what to do. The main reason to watch this movie is for the killer just acting like a nut, which he does sometimes. Like, when he's acting like a fucking nut, he's acting like a fucking nut, and it's pretty funny. But, everything else is just kinda, "Oh, yeah, whatever." Like, it's a little spooktacular, but the back half of the movie, they're just kinda romping around his property, trying not to be killed. You know, it's a kinda lame, kinda tame horror movie, slasher movie, but, around Halloween time, it's okay, and the guy acts like a fucking nut, and that shit's pretty good, but I don't think I would watch it again.
But you bought it.
I
Where
did.
from?
I got this from Texas Frightmare Weekend at the, Terror Vision table.
Ah,
Yeah, this is one of the, movies from, Best of the Worst, so when I come across those, I try and pick them up, and, it was alright. That guy's funny. It's worth a watch around Halloween time for that dude acting like a nut and the fucking dad trying to drown the kid in a bucket for being a fucking dildo. But, I mean, there's not really much here to go back and, you know, for the 3 people who this was their jam when they were 7, I mean, it's a solid Blu-ray release, but I was good with the one watch. I got my entertainment value out of it. I'm sure someone up there will pick it up and everything will be right with the world. That's right, Joe. That's right.
well, Tom, it being the spooky season and it being 2024, thought I'd knock out a new one that I saw on one of these Paramount. And this shit was called Apartment 7A. You heard of this one, Tom?
No.
I had not heard of this either. But I thought, fuck it. Let's give it a watch. Wife's there with me watching it too. And of course, she can't let a movie unfold. She'll get on her phone, find out what it's about, read the plot synopsis. I don't even need a trailer. I'm just going to fucking dive in. And she tells me, hey, this is a prequel to Rosemary's Baby. I'm sure I would have figured that out going along, but as soon as she told me that, it's like, you know, because as anybody that's listened to this show for a while, when we used to do the lists, god damn, that time was terrible. When we did the list, Rosemary's Baby is one of my favorite horror movies. And so I'm going to be really judgmental on this. And you going in, it's like, fuck, you know, Paramount, one of their originals, this shit didn't even come out in theaters. All right. But it's okay, you know, they'd already made a sequel to Rosemary's Baby back in the whatever, and that was a direct-to-TV whatever, movie of the week, whatever happened to Rosemary's Baby, it was called. And I've never seen that. Probably shit. But Apartment 7A, let me give this a... All right, so this chick's in it that I don't like. This skinny, weird-looking girl that was in Ozark, and then she's done some other shit. She's horrible in everything she does. So she's the main character, Tom. She's a dancer, you know, and she's doing some dance thing, and she fucking snaps her ankle. Oh, shit. 2 months later, she's living with some friends because she can't pay some rent, you know, is trying to get a dance job here and there. Oh, can't do it, you know, and goes to try to, I don't know, maybe fuck the guy that's putting on a musical production she wants to be in, but then thinks, oh no, I can't do this, and leaves. And I guess because she's so hungry or stupid or whatever, she like starts throwing up on the sidewalk and passes out. And this kindly elderly couple pick her up and take her in, and you know, it's like, hey, you know, like, you were feeling pretty bad out there, and it's like, here, we got this extra apartment, and we always wanted a daughter of our own and couldn't have one, but you can be okay. And this is supposed to be the couple from Rosemary's Baby. Okay, and you got Diane Wiest. That's she's doing the voice that Ruth Gordon uses in the other movie. She's no Ruth Gordon. She does all right, I guess.
How does that go?
She's kind of talking like this, Tom. You know, oh, don't worry about it. Just sit down. You know, we always wanted a daughter of our own.
What is that? A Palestinian accent?
I think so. Palestine. So anyway, she's staying there at the place, and these people keep barging in, like, here, you know, here's some food, eat this. Oh God, here, start drinking this. This will help your ankle. And yeah, and then like the other guy lives in the building, the guy she thought about fucking. Well, they end up fucking, Tom. They end up fucking, and she's like out of it while it's going on. And it's kind of like a real shitty version of the fuck scene that goes on in the actual Rosemary's Baby. In fact, there's a lot of shit in here that is just stuff from Rosemary's Baby, enough to where they could have just called this a remake. Well, it doesn't matter. She starts to realize, hey, you know, they're up to something. They're using, oh shit, the devil. It's all about the devil. I'm pregnant. I got the devil, you know. And in the original Rosemary's Baby, they talked about the girl that lived in the apartment that Rosemary moves into, and they talk about how she jumped out of the window one night. So you know how it's going to end. You know, if you paid attention to that movie, you know how it's going to end. And, you know, there's the whole Hail Satan scene, you know, and then, you know, she's there with all the people, blah, 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 making them think, yeah, I'm going to deliver this baby. But now she jumps out the window. And then Rosemary and her husband are walking up, and what's going on here? And the couple sees them. Yeah, let's bring them in. That's how it ends. It sucks, man. It's just, you know, and it's not just because I'm watching it with a fucking more discerning eye. It sucks, you know. It's just awful. As the credits, I'm watching the credits. Hey, guess who's involved in this? Platinum Dunes. Remember them, Tom? Yeah. And you know they're as like a fucking symbol of quality, right? No.
I thought they were done.
So did I. Now, this is a big piece of shit. This is making a list. You know, they spent money on it, but not enough, I guess. You know, because some of the cityscapes, they look horrible. They look like CGI. What's that shit they call when they paint it? The background
Matte paintings.
matte paintings. They look like bad CGI matte paintings. You know, it looks like shit. Fucking lame. I was pissed.
Well, Joe, speaking of matte paintings, I watched a movie. Oh, fuck. I guess we gotta. That's the one that we end with. Hey, when we talk about old teen alien, remind me to bring up how the picture quality was so muddy. I thought everything was a matte painting. Did you happen to think about that?
Uh, oh, I was more. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I have a lot.
Oh shit. Well, let me I want to redo a review from last week cuz as I said, some of this shit just, blends together and after a week I forgot about it and I was like, "Shit." Some of the bad movie fans out there might want to watch this movie and I didn't sell it to them. So, Joe, I watched the hit motion picture, The Town Without Halloween.
Again?
Yeah, no. So, this came onto my radar because I seen somebody promoting it, and one of my masks was used in the movie. So I was just like, "All right, cool. I'll check this out." So, it's pretty much a kids' family movie. Everything shot and looks like it would be like a low budget step above a backyard horror movie. Like it just has that low budget horror movie feel. But they said, "All right, well let's make one for kids." So it has that aesthetic. It starts out with uh with a couple of kids just I can't remember. I can't remember how it starts out. I don't know if they're supposed to be like the bad kids or the bully kids or something, but one of the kids gets turned into like a wooga booga monster, like a little puppet wooga booga monster, and then his buddy teams up with another group of kids to find out what's going on. And it turns out the mayor is turning people into wooga booga monsters for some reason and canceling Halloween so he can harness all the Halloween spirit to bring like the actual spirit of Halloween to Earth. And that's the spirit of Halloween's what they use the DWN mask for. So that was cool. The DWN Shamrock mask that you can get at dwnproductions.net. So it's just these kids trying to stop the mayor and bring Halloween back to the town. Ah,
The noble cause.
it is. It is. These kids are like I would say they're high school aged, but then they let a kid join up with them that's like, oh, I don't know, probably a good 7 years younger, maybe more.
That seems
An
a trend in movies like this.
It's enough to be like, I don't think you should be hanging around this kid and inviting him over to sleepovers and shit. That's probably and then this is the scene that I wanted to talk about because if you're like a veteran bad movie fan, you'll love it. So they're all sitting around getting together to come up with their game plan on what they're going to do. And one of the kids' moms makes sandwiches. And since they only have a set amount of sandwiches, you got to, fake eat them and pretend like you're taking bites and chewing it. And the editing's so fucking bad, dude. The littlest kid, it's so horrible. They get close-ups of him fake fucking eating, fake taking a bite and chewing it. The sandwich has no teeth marks or anything in it, and the kid's just there. Yeah, this is a terrific sandwich. It is awesome, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. Like, even if you don't watch the whole movie, if you're a veteran bad movie fan, watch that scene. It's on Tubi. Oh, it is so fucking funny. But as a movie, it's okay. It's fine, it's a nice spooktacular little movie that, if you want to get I don't know why you would, don't do that to them, but if you want to get kids into like low budget filmmaking and low budget horror and stuff, then this would be a good one. There's a cool bat puppet in it that looks really cool. Maybe better than the movie, but I didn't say that about the Shamrock mask, so fuck it. But yeah, it's if you like low budget shit, spooktacular Halloween stuff, it's worth checking out. But especially if you like bad movie shit, it's fucking great. And maybe I forgot something, but like the kid who joins up with the other group, who's maybe he was the bully or a bad kid, like he's a black kid, so it just comes off like all these white kids are just treating this black kid like a piece of shit, like they don't want to hang out with them. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Because I don't remember the kid being like a piece of shit at the beginning of the movie. But yeah, something spooktacular, family friendly. The little Wooga Booga guys are cool. The bat creature's cool. The DWN mask is fucking awesome. And that sandwich eating scene, terrific. Scene of the year, maybe.
Well, tune in next week, y'all, when Tom reviews The Kids Who Saved the Town Without Halloween for a third time.
Fuck yeah. I'll watch it again. It is the big spooktacular episode, so maybe my gimmick this year, I'll just pick a movie, a spooktacular movie from the last couple weeks that I watched, and just do it again.
What else you got?
Oh shit, probably a bunch.
Yeah, well.
Let me talk about this one, and then I'm gonna go run and get another beer.
All right.
So this is supposed to be your thing, dude. This is supposed to be your thing, and you dropped the fucking ball, Joe. You dropped the fucking ball.
Oh, are we gonna talk about that one, or are we,
No, we're not. We're gonna talk about Huluween 2024, Joe. You remember when you used to talk about all the Huluween stuff?
Oh, when they used to do their short film festival thing, the Huluween short films. I used to watch those. I've done those this year or last year.
Well, do you remember the Huluween short called Carved?
Yes.
How was it?
I remember that one being still lousy, but better than a lot of the other ones.
Well, just like Appendage that we talked about last year that was a short.
Or Puka.
Or Puka, which I'm not sure if they made into a feature length. Did
They
they?
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this year they made Carved into a feature length. And it's nothing you haven't seen before, only this time it's Halloween themed, Joe. A group of characters have to, fend off a monster for the night. And in this one, the characters are contestants in a pumpkin carving contest, and the monster is a radioactive mutant pumpkin. And this pumpkin is killing or trying to kill the contestants of the pumpkin carving contest because I'm sure that's horrible for another pumpkin to witness. A bunch of pumpkins getting cut up and mutilated. So it's just these characters, trying to survive the night from the pumpkin. Uh I don't like the look of the pumpkin. It looks, like a spooky haunted house prop. It's got vines and shit coming out of the eyes, has like a skeletal face, walks around like a spider. I understand why they did it because, you can, and I think it would have been. I would have said, Joe, this movie's fucking awesome. Like if it was, a classic spooktacular looking jack-o'-lantern, they could have had the spider legs and, stuff come off of it. If it, looked like the spooktacular uh pumpkin, like if this was made in the 90s in the style of Jack Frost, how that's like a classic looking snowman. Sure, it's not the best movie, but it's a classic looking snowman, Christmas themed, going around killing people. Like if they made this then, would have been that classic looking jack-o'-lantern going around killing people, and it would have been awesome. But the movie's fine. I mean, it has some fun gore to it. Fucking Mr. Crockett pops up in this in a pretty big role, so I guess they had a two-picture deal with that guy. They must have shot this shit back to back or whatever. But it was all right. What's his nuts? Cabin Boy, Chris Elliott shows up, which was surprising. I haven't seen him in much. DJ Qualls, I think that's how you say it. He shows up. If you've seen him, you might know him. He's in a lot of comedy stuff.
He's a skinny, ugly guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's spooktacular. I just don't like the look of the pumpkin because it just looks like just a haunted house prop, just all bumpy, and it has the skull face and just stupid shit hanging out of his eyes, and probably a better design would have helped. And I know why they went with that to, make it look different from other pumpkins and make it look like a monster for the average viewer. Because if there's a movie, it's made for the masses and shit. And if they would have made it, a classic jack-o'-lantern, people would say, this is fucking stupid. So, I mean, I get it. I understand. But for me, having a classic jack-o'-lantern would have helped, but I still liked it and enjoyed it, mainly because it is a pumpkin going around killing people. I mean, just take that out, take the Halloween element out, and you've seen this movie so many times. Sci-fi would make one every week, so it's all right. It's all right. All right, Joe. Let me get one more out of the way, and then I'll go
Okay.
do that because I don't think you have a whole lot left, right?
Got one, and then the other ones.
Gotcha. So when I break for a minute, do you want me to put on a song or do you just want to talk?
No, I can talk.
Okay. So, Joe, whenever the hit motion picture Dream Home came out on DVD, I bought it because it was an IFC movie. And as we talked about many, many times on the show, back in the day, not so much now, but back in the day, IFC was the place to go to for
Fucking
this.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I got this one and I fell asleep soon into it. I remember the first scene having a really cool kill, not remembering what it was, but I was just like, yeah, when I'm up for it, I'm gonna go back and rewatch this because it's subtitled and shit. So I don't know. I guess I just wasn't feeling that day. But I always said I'm gonna go back and rewatch this. So I don't know, 12 years later, I finally did. It was all right.
What
Uh
country?
shit, Joe. One of these guys, some Asian country. I don't want to say the wrong one because I'm white.
Right, right.
So yeah, I forgot where I seen it, but it said someone was recommending it for Halloween because it takes place on Devil's Night. So I was just like, oh, terrific, perfect time for me to rewatch this. And I've learned throughout the years that people in the South and other places that aren't in the Midwest don't know what the fuck Devil's Night is.
Mm.
That's October 30th, the night before Halloween. That's when, you're not supposed to, but that's the night like motherfuckers get wild and do their tricking as you would, lighting cars on fire and shit. So this takes place on Devil's Night, October 30th, or most of it. Most of the movie does. Half, half of the movie does. And I've said it in joking before that Halloween's American holiday. These motherfuckers don't have it. There's nothing that you would even think about Halloween in this fucking movie, dude, besides the date. Nothing, no pumpkin, no spooky fucking mask. And I mean, there's a party scene in the movie, and nah. So, it's about the housing market in one of those Asian countries. And this lady, she's saving up all this money. She's a telemarketer, and she's just saving up all this money that she can get this apartment that's facing the ocean that her grandpa always wanted. And she went through shit in her life that this is her goal, that I want to get this apartment. So she finally has the money. She's ready to do it. She came into this money from certain circumstances, and she puts the down payment, and then people are like, no, we think we can get more, we're not going to sell it anymore. So she fucking snaps and goes on a killing spree in that apartment, hoping that that will lower the cost of the apartment because of all the murders. So, Joe, this is another Bitches is Crazy movie.
Or as I
Uh,
call it, the truth genre.
AKA The Sky is Blue.
Hmm.
The kills are cool. They're pretty fucking wild for sure. There's some wild ass kills in this shit. It's just one of these where it's all told out of order and oh, how did we get here? What's going on? This led to this, but this happens over here and this is out of place over here. I mean, that's okay, but so many movies do that. It's just like, let's be fucking linear. Just tell the goddamn story. But yeah, it's all right, and it's worth a watch, especially if you like slasher movies and gore movies, because there's some wild shit in it for sure. But I mean, there's also some other stuff that's just like, all right, okay. But I would say check it out. I'm gonna keep it. I'm close to the heart. But no, it's worth checking out, especially if you like slasher movies. Nothing fucking spooktacular about this shit at all. So I mean, don't be like, "Oh, it's Devil's Night. I'm gonna watch Dream Home." You fucking jump in a lake instead. But yeah, it's worth checking out, and I'll be back.
Right, so while Tom is off gooning, I will I guess catch you up on what I've been reading. So I read Stitched. How the fuck do you like Stitched Volume 2? Look at that zombie guy there. Ooh, scary. So Volume 1 was written by Garth Ennis and had art by Mike Wolfer, something like that. I don't know. And it was about some troops in Afghanistan, and they come across some zombies that are being controlled by terrorists. And I don't know, they have this little can that they rattle, and as long as they're rattling that can, then the zombies keep moving, and killing whoever the fuck gets in front of them. That was cool. It was a good graphic novel. On Volume 2, it's like, shit, I don't know, man. Garth Ennis, he's not part of this. Mike Wolfer, the artist from the first one, is writing this one. And he's got some other guy, Fernando Hines Furukawa. So this guy is like Spanish and German and Japanese. I don't know. But it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty good. It's just as good, if not probably a little better than the first volume. We get a little more backstory on these terrorist jihadist zombies and shit, and it's good enough to where I want to buy Volume 3, and I'll be looking for that shit pretty soon if I can find it. I ain't paying full price for that shit, Fucking, what's this company's name? Avatar? I guess $19 is common for this kind of thing. I don't know. Nobody at these shows, aside from me, sells fucking horror comics or anything, but maybe. You never know. But Tom's back.
Luckily for you, I have everything Avatar Press has ever printed, Joe.
Of course you do.
Fuck yeah. So whatever you need, let me know. I got you.
The Dick's trade paperback.
Nah, I just sold those. Fuck, sorry. Everybody loves dicks.
Tom, I know I don't have to ask this. I already know the answer. You like kids? You like dead kids? The Dead Kids. This is the Blu-ray that also, if you fucking hate Blu-rays, it's got the DVD in there. That's a pretty good gimmick. Hey, let's give them the DVD too, in case they want to watch it on both formats and compare and contrast. I don't know.
Well, you see, Joe, it's like what they're doing now with 4K, where they add the Blu-ray, because at the time, more people had DVDs, but they wanted to transition them to Blu-ray, so they would put the DVD in with the Blu-ray, like they're putting the Blu-ray in with the 4K.
Pretty clever of them, Tom. But anyway, Dead Kids is a movie that takes place in Illinois. You've been to Illinois, right, Tom?
I have, Joe.
But this movie is in New Zealand.
Australia?
No, New Zealand.
It's not Australia?
New Zealand.
Okay.
All right. But you can't tell because everybody's wearing like Cornhuskers sweaters and shit like that. Illinois type stuff, is on the walls. I don't know what year this takes place in. It looks like maybe it's the 70s or late 60s or something. But it's about a couple of high school buddies, and they're doing high school shit. They just want to meet bitches and get laid and get drunk, and in the meantime they're thinking about college and stuff. But they go to a party. They go to a Halloween party, Tom, and people there are in costume. One of them is dressed like Hoss from Bonanza. You remember that show, right, Tom? No, you don't. Girls are dressed like cave girls. There's a Batmans and Robins there. And they all do a line dance to the song, Lightning Striking Again. You remember that song, Tom?
Sounded almost exactly like it.
But the thing is, there's some murders going around, Tom. Like there's some people that are out there killing kids. So while they're partying, there's also dead kids here and there, and well, one of our main characters, his dad's the sheriff, and he's trying to figure out what's going on, but he can't, because he's just a small town sheriff, you see. So he has to call in a big city cop from Chicago to come in and help him out. And this guy's fat because he's from Chicago, smokes some cigars and drinks bourbon and stuff because he's from Chicago. At the same time as these random killings are going on, Tom, there are some experiments going on at the local college. They're doing some mind control stuff to help, like fatties lose weight. Or like if you're just a retard, then they're going to help you learn, and talk and eat candy bars and play pinball. And, so this guy volunteers because they're paying, it's like they still do now. You can go to a college. Hey, we're testing out this drug. Come on over for a drug study, and we're going to pay you like $300, and you're probably going to be fucked over for the rest of your life. But you signed some paperwork and you got $300. So fuck it. And, there's this one science lady that's kind of running the shit, and she's kind of sexy to me. She's got that old style hairdo and everything, looking good, but man, she's a fucking pisser. She's like fucking kind of mean, and she forces this guy, the sheriff's son, now you're taking this other drug, and like injects him in the eye, Tom, with it. And now he's under her control, and she wants him to kill his daddy. Why? Because they all turned around on this one scientist that set up all this shit to begin with. And now this is his revenge, Tom. He's doing a revenge on all of the people that fucking stood against his science, Tom. And as the liberals will tell you, always trust the science. Always. And that's what this movie's about, Tom. It's telling you science is not always beneficial. Sometimes it's to our detriment.
I don't think that's what it's about at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was trying to, get kids to do his dirty work and kill other kids to steal their organs so he could still be alive because, his organs were failing. And
That might have had a little to do with it, Tom, but the subtext was there. The subtext, you see. And I gotta say, I liked it. It started out goofy and slow and kind of weird and like who gives a shit. But then it got better, like the one fat girl that they're helping her lose weight. She ends up being one of the killers, and she's like just like sawing on this guy's arm and everything. I'll tell you this, Tom. Like some of the special features here, they have an interview with the guy that did the special effects. Well, I'll tell you, I wasn't impressed with the special effects, so I didn't watch that.
don't believe Joe. The whole movie is boring and who gives a fuck and not worth your time. Would not recommend.
I dug it. Tom and I don't always agree, and sometimes, things just do that to Tom, go over his capped head.
Like when Joe forgot the whole point of the movie was about harvesting organs so the main guy behind all of this could stay alive.
Mm. It was more than that. He was doing a revengeance, Tom.
Like the only thing I got out of this movie was like, that's fucking weird. A movie of this quality has pop music in it that I heard before. This sounds very out of place.
Well, they are teenagers, Tom, so of course they would listen to pop.
Yeah, but they're not teenagers from the 1950s.
The score is done by Tangerine Dream.
which is weird and out of place in this movie. And oh yeah, there was a guy who was killing people in a Tori Johnson mask in one scene.
Yeah, good movie. I recommend. Tom does not. That's the way it goes sometimes, as we'll see in these next reviews.
Mm. We'll see. We'll see, Joe. What's the next reviews?
I don't know. Are you done with all your weekend watchings or weeks?
I hope so. The fuck? Oh no, that's that one. Could we talk about Weight of Love or
Yeah.
Wait for Love?
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. Oh man. You steer this ship, Joe.
All right. So part of our spooktacular viewings, because Tom likes clowns, I chose a movie called Make Them Laugh, Make Them Die. The Clown Murders. This is a Canadian film, and it is about some buddies that get back together after like one of them's gone to like I don't know do some missionary work or something in Nigeria or something. While he was gone, his lady love hooked up with another one of his friends, and well, they play polo, I guess, and polo can get really aggressive, you know. But anyway, that guy, he's going to sell off that one woman's farm. Why? I don't know. Money. Why not, right? Well, this guy wants to stop him from selling that farm off and maybe somehow win that girl back. So he convinces his buddies, hey, let's kidnap her. It'll be a big joke. And they're like, yeah, that sounds funny. Let's kidnap her. So there's a masquerade, a costume contest coming up, a party coming up, because it's Halloween, I guess. I didn't know they celebrated Halloween in Canada, but I guess they do. And what they do, because it's rich people, you see, they don't pick their own costumes. You just get there, and I guess you get into whatever costume they provide for you. Well, they switched all the costumes up where everybody's going to be dressed as clowns. I guess so they can mingle in and not be singled out when they kidnap the lady. Well, they do a little, little vaudeville type thing before they kidnap her, and then they kidnap her, and they're just holed up with her in the farmhouse that they don't want to be sold, and there's a power struggle because they all want to rape her, I guess. And so everybody like turns against everybody, but there's another person dressed like a clown, and he starts killing them, Tom, killing them in clown ways. With I don't remember how he killed him, but anyway, one of the actors in this, Tom, is a young John Candy, and he plays a fat guy that eats donuts and pastries all the time. And well, the lady that's been kidnapped, she decides, hey, I'm going to use what they want against them. And she fucks John Candy. And she fucks him Amazon style because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's never been laid before. All he's ever had is donuts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then the cops show up. A few of them are killed, and it's not a good movie. And I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But for some reason, I was like, I don't know, not enthralled, but I just like had to keep watching it to see where it was going to go. And well, it doesn't go anywhere. But still, there was something in it that just kind of hooked me that I had to keep watching, Tom.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking boring and bullshit, and it was weird seeing John Candy in a fuck scene, even with it being that short. Yeah, this This sucked.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying, but I just said, it's like, I don't know. I had to keep watching. Like, well, what's gonna happen? Something's gotta happen, right?
Like uh it's not spooktacular. I mean, it's set on Halloween and there's a costume party, but it's not spooktacular. It's just a bunch of fucking whites. Makes me sick.
Well, it's Canadian.
Ugh. J-Rock ain't white. And he's Canadian.
So that's the movie we were supposed to talk about last week, but I fucked up and finished it before the show started. But this week we watched Teen Alien, and that's all one word. And if you can't find that, you might want to look up the Varrow mission, because that's also what it's called, this movie.
Is that how you say it? I kept thinking Varro.
I said Varrow.
No, I know. I'm trying to figure out which one's right.
Well, I just think if you take off the V and put an N, it would be narrow. So
Would it? I can't spell.
Or just drop the V altogether and it would be arrow.
Well, I just stopped using or saying the the letter that comes before M just entirely because I'm white, you see.
Okay. But you can always just call it Teen Alien and not fuck.
That has one of those letters in it too, though.
Mm-hmm. So, Teen Alien starts with a guy out in the backwoods, and he's making some shine, I guess. He's mixing the perfect shine for him. It's like, oh, shit needs some color. But wait a minute, something's going on. What's all this noise outside? Holy shit, Tom, there's a spaceship up in the air.
And you see like a little model house with the lights coming in back of it and a spaceship rising up. And I was thinking, man, if this didn't look like a shitty ass fourth generation VHS muddy piece of shit, that might look impressive. Or it'll look horrible because I'd actually be able to see what it looks like. And that was, I was thinking that a lot through this movie. I was just like, oh man, it seems like they're trying to do some stuff, but I can't really tell because of how muddy the copy of this movie is. But if I could see it, maybe it would look worse.
So anyway, I don't know how many years later, let's say 15 years later, same town, there's a group of kids from the local high school, and goddamn, Tom, do they really want to win the high school spook alley competition?
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Have you ever in your fucking life heard anybody call a haunted house a spook alley?
No, I've never heard this term before. I was so disconcerted by it, Tom, that I had to look it up on the old internet, and it's pretty common. It is a fucking common use thing. Like, let me spook alley. Spook alley ideas. Utah. Let's see. Walk through the spook alley. How to make a spook alley. Images of spook alley.
I mean, it just sounds like it comes off like something a fucking old-timey southern racist would say, oh, now you can't go down there. That's a spook alley.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's how a lot of this movie comes off to begin with, right? So, yeah, so they want to make this spook alley. And one of the kids, he's a amateur mechanic that helped out a realtor. and the realtor says, "Hey, you can use the old fucking mill." And it's, oh man, that'd be perfect because they say that's haunted anyway, and oh man, that'll definitely win us the spook alley. Yes, it will definitely win you the spook alley. It will probably win us the spook alley. You're gonna win that spook alley for sure. I think we'll win the spook alley. That is how the dialogue goes in this movie. There's a lot of repetition.
That's because it's fucking the whole movie's 80 yard. Like, I don't know if they didn't record sound or they didn't record the people talking when they were there or if the audio is just so bad, but this is all 80 yard, probably not by the actors. So everything just comes off very fucking wooden.
It is, and like there is a character like, hey, I don't know if we should do that. You know, it's, yeah, it's like yeah, the voices did not match the look of the actors, like you say. So yeah, for sure, whatever ADR means. I'm not a fucking filmmaking guy, you know. I'm not trying to fucking look like a badass like you are. But anyway, you know, there's a rival group in this town.
Well, let me ask you this before we get off of the mill.
Yeah,
Like, I know they say it's an old mill, but isn't it a mission? Isn't it an old mission? Isn't that like the Varrow or Varrow mission?
looks like a mission, but they called it a mill, Tom.
But I'm trying to figure out where the name, the original name of this movie came from. Is the Varrow mission or Varrow mission the mission the aliens went on?
I think the aliens are from Varrow.
Are they? Okay. I know they were from some place, but at that point I was just like, shit.
I'm not gonna watch it again to let you know for sure, but that's what I'm guessing. Uh, but fuck, man, you just ruined the whole thing.
Well, I mean, it just looked like the fucking place off of the fucking tortilla packaging, so I just thought that was the Vero mission.
Hey,
But
and the,
yeah, there's another fucking group of teenagers who's just like, "Oh, these motherfuckers were able to get their hands on this actual haunted place. Ooh, our spook alley's gonna be shit, so let's go fuck them up." And there's one real autistic fuck with him that is the teen alien
he's the new
who,
in town. That he's gonna help them,
but
and
this dude acts fucked.
he's very white.
Like, you know, something's up with this guy. If, you know, we didn't watch a copy of the movie called Teen Alien, you wouldn't know. But since we're watching a movie called Teen Alien, we're just like, oh, yeah, he's the teen alien. And that's not supposed to be fucking revealed for like 50 more minutes.
So our group of protagonists are good teens. They go and pick up the local retard to help them out, you know, and then they drive in the truck.
Which is fucked. Which, I mean, which is fucked. And they let him drive too.
He's the only one with a license, Tom.
Which is fucked.
Yeah. So they go to the mill and they start setting up shop, you know. Well, they look around a little first, you know, and it's, god damn, is it a creepy place, Tom? But it's the perfect place for a spook alley. And you know, they start fixing this and that, you know, and they start getting in their little spook alley costumes, you know, like a gorilla suit or a suit of armor, and then goddamn, Tom, the hilarity fucking ensues. Like there's a scene where two of the characters get stuck, you know, going through a little passageway together. God damn, that shit never gets old, you know. Oh,
Yeah, so the movie is pretty much, you know, the kids trying to make this fucking place as spooktacular as possible while the other group of kids try and fucking scare them away. But it turns out the fucking teen alien, this is his base of operation, and he has like a little laboratory in there, and who turns out he can make himself look like anybody he wants, which I'll give this movie credit for this. Like there's this transmorpher machine or something, and they had enough sense to say, hey, the alien has to be naked when he gets into this machine. He can't get on there with clothes and shit because that wouldn't work. So,
Unless they had unstable molecules, which they didn't have them in this movie.
but so I'll give them that. Like, there's shit in this movie that's just like, yeah, I mean, they thought about that, and they were trying to do this, but how is it so fucking incompetent? If they thought of this shit to make the fucking alien naked, how did they forget to press fucking record? Why didn't they think, hey, we might need a microphone on set?
So, I mean, I'm going to ruin this movie for you guys. I'm sorry, because I know you all were just going to rush out and watch it. But it turns out, yes, he's the teen alien has a fucking little lab in there. And his mission, from Varrow, I guess, is like they're going to take over all the spook alleys and invade the earth. There's been teen aliens all over the place, and at the end of the movie they all gather, and goddamn, we're fucked. Earth, we are fucked. Yeah, this movie, as Tom said, is very, very incompetent. It reminded, I thought maybe like a church youth group had made this movie, and I was expecting them to come and say some shit about Jesus at the end, because it has that kind of feel to it. But no, it didn't end up that way. It's just, well, shit, this is just incompetence, for incompetence sake. But I had a good time watching it. I fucking laughed a lot because of the incompetence, because of, holy shit, that's bad. Holy shit, they thought this would be funny. And it is, but not because of how they thought it would be. Yeah, I would recommend for like a party or a fucking, definitely bad movie night material with drugs and drinks and, whatever, gooning,
Yeah, this is a movie like tailor made to talk shit through. Like, if you like just say, what the fuck? What the fuck are they fucking dumb? What the fuck's going on here? Do you see this shit? Yeah, I don't know either. This is like tailor made for that shit. I had a good time watching it. I was, entertained and just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? But yeah, it sucks. It sucks dick.
it really does suck, but
Like, it's fucking crazy that they had the sense to think, no, the alien has to be naked to
no,
get into this thing, and then everything else is fucked.
there was definitely somebody smart on it, that was working there. Maybe one person, said, no, we got to do this. But nobody knows how to run a camera. Nobody knows how to fucking,
Act.
write anything.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. It's pretty spooktacular. But it's more on the, oh, let's just get friends together and giggle side. It's yeah, it's fucking weird and it sucks, but it's worth checking out. You might have to be like if you're not into bad movies,
Yeah,
maybe watch some other shit first.
yeah.
Give it a couple years before you get to this one because it looks bad too.
Mhm.
So if you're not used to looking at shit, that'll probably turn you off. Because like I said, this is very muddy. And there was a scene, like there was a couple scenes, but if there's a scene that's broad daylight of a guy just outside doing yard work, I shouldn't say, is his house and sky a matte painting? You know, the picture quality is very bad. And what was it? I don't know. It could have. Other stuff in the movie looked like a fucking matte painting. So
I'll say this: if you watch this podcast, watch this movie, you'll be all right with it.
I enjoyed it. But again, it sucked. And yeah, I can only recommend it for people who are into bad movies. Cuz if you're not, you might just think it sucks and not get it. Cuz it does suck. And yeah, it sucks.
Well, I don't think the people that made it intended to make a bad movie, and that's what's great about it. That's what's so funny and enjoyable from our point of view, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they shot on short ends, which if you don't know, it's like major companies, they they get like big reels of film and shoot with that. And if there's only like, a couple feet left on a reel, they're not going to do that. So they'll clip it off the people that they go and get their film, whatever the fuck they do, they'll chop off those short ends and then they'll just sell those short ends to people looking for. So if you looked, it's like, hey, why did that scene change color and look completely different? Like a split second ago, it looked completely different than it looks now.
So another reason why you independent filmmakers have it so easy now. You know, you didn't have to do that work what these motherfuckers had to do, or didn't have to spend as much money, Fuck, hey, we found some short ends. We got a real good deal on, but we need the money right now, you know. Ain't got time to make a campaign to raise this money. It's like, holy shit, we need to buy this now. We're never gonna get it.
Oh, hey, can you pull your phone out of your pocket so we can keep shooting while I transfer some of this data off of my phone onto the computer, and then we'll go back to shooting with my phone? Or no, don't worry about it. Just give me 3 minutes to transfer this stuff and we'll be back at it. Yep. That's why I can say, on Race War, we were kind of feeling that shit because we were shooting on tape. Yes, it's a lot cheaper, but I was buying like high grade fucking tapes. And it was just like, man, these are the tapes we got. Like, this is what we got to shoot on. I can't go out and get any more fucking tapes today. And it is what it is. So while it was cheaper, I was still feeling no,
Yeah,
we can't just shoot everything.
yeah. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's like, affordable or within a budget or anything. Yeah, you work with what you got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, next week, Joe, what are we wrapping up this spooktacular season with?
Trick or Treats, Tom, from 1982. I didn't relook to see where it's streaming, but I know it's out there or I wouldn't have picked it.
And which one is this?
Trick or Treats.
No, I know, but there's like 18 of them.
No, there's Trick or Treat. There's 2 of those. This one is Trick or Treats with an S.
Oh, shit. Okay. Is this the one with the bag? Is it like a bag cover?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. In fact, a few people that have watched it, probably because I announced it.
All right. Well, again, the show will be on Sunday. It won't be on Tuesday because I will be fucking gone. So I can't wait. It's gonna be spooktacular as fuck. Joe's gonna be dressed so frightfully, I can't even fucking believe it. He let me know what his costume was gonna be, and I said, "Oh shit." So yeah, get ready to be pumped up, Kyle, because you're gonna fucking love that shit.
Start gooning now.
As for me, I was gonna say I'm gonna wear the same old pumpkin mask as always, but I wore the fucking Goosebumps mask last year, so we'll see. Nobody's bought that yet, so maybe I'll just fucking watch both Goosebumps episodes again for next week. Oh shit. But Joe, this has been terrific. Would you like to give some shout outs?
Let's see. Hey, Kyle, shout out to you. Thanks for saying this is spectacular, spooktacular. 976 Black Pope, which is Roop. Hey, Roop, I'll see you on Friday. Justin Harding, who is like making some commentary about jack-o'-lanterns and stuff. Tom's going to go back and read that. Geeky Hoodie. Hey, man, I don't know what your vision's like right now, but I hope you at least heard us well. Let's see who else. At the beginning, we had.
Let me shout out to Hordecast. They played a couple of the new songs, I don't know what it is, just the bullshit songs I've been doing. They played a couple of those. If you want to hear it, go to the BOYGOB page and it'll be great.
The Hordecast Live, Josh Boyd, and the Hordecast Live again.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys checking this shit out. Hopefully you got a couple laughs from it. It's appreciated. Joe, thank you. And again, we'll be here Sunday. And you got anything else?
No, I didn't watch anything else. So.
All right then.
It before Sunday.
Me too, Joe. Me too. BOYGOB.
Thanks for checking out the show. We hope you dug it, baby. If so, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and let us know down below. Support Tom and Joe by heading over to dwnproductions.net and fastcustomshirts.com. Until next time.